So the name for this exercise is called dorsal-rostral expansion in a seated position. And what you're trying to get out of it is just, you want to get expansion front and back on your rib cage. So if you think about it, you want your sternum to rise up to the front and then your spine to go back as far back as possible. So if I was pulling on your shirt back here, then you will want the spine to be as close to the shirt as possible when you breathe. So the setup is gonna be very simple. Right now I'm sitting down and then I'm gonna bring my elbows up on a table or on a bench. Ideally, I want my elbows pretty close together to each other, and you can also grab some type of band that you can pull apart and hold that tension consistent through the whole exercise. So my elbows are pretty close and then I'm pulling my hands apart. That's step one. Now, make sure your shoulders are not coming up and forward while you're doing the exercise. You want the shoulders to actually stay down and then they can come forward. That's fine, because that's gonna create a good stretch in between your shoulder blades, in between the scapulas, right? So that's actually desired. So again, going back to the setup, elbows close together, hands are being pulled apart, and then my shoulders are not coming up, they're staying down, but they're coming forward, okay? Now my back, I don't wanna be arching like this because this is actually creating compression on my spine, and I'm actually trying to do the opposite. So instead, I want to think about tucking my hips and then slowly making my back as flat as possible. And this is gonna be the most neutral position that I can get to. Now, be careful, because you also don't want to go into slouching like this, because then you're getting the opposite effect. We're not getting what we're trying to get out of the exercise. So again, go back to that neutral position, make sure your back is flat. Think about bringing your spine back to your shirt, hold your hands apart, and then on the inhale, you're gonna feel like you're breathing and expanding in between the shoulder blades, and then exhale. And still try to hold on to that position so you're not coming back here, you're not extending to your back again. So you're always holding this neutral position as you inhale and as you exhale. And that's pretty much how you're gonna be performing the exercise. Just make sure also as you're doing the exercise, you're not forcing it, you're not breathing too hard, you're not trying to hunch over too far down. Just find a middle position. You should feel easy, you should be relaxing through the exercise. So that's actually gonna allow the ribs to open up in between each other and create that nice stretch in between the shoulder blades, which is gonna allow for the spine to be pushed back and also open up that space. But anyways, that's how you perform the seated dorsal rostral expansion.